this video, I'm going to take you through our game week practice plan. Now, once our games start, we go to 3 days a week, plus the kids are just started going back to school. So we're going to go Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to go 2 hours of practice. And also, we do film study on Monday. So the practice plan can change based on the game film. We may need to focus more time in this area and less time there. So minor adjustments will be made based on our game film and where we need to get better. But at the end of the day, I think this is a really good baseline. This is really good practice structure that will allow you to work everything. You'll get all your reps in. You'll practice offense. You'll practice defense. You'll get your conditioning in. A lot of these drills and phases of practice, they work multiple facets of football. So I think it's an efficient practice structure as well. So Tuesday we focus on offense, Thursday's defense focus, and then Friday's team day. We pretty much do everything, just team stuff. All right. Start on Tuesday, do dynamic warm up. Okay, we'll do that every day. We are not stretching for more than 5 to 8 minutes. All right, pursuit drill. This typically for us on Tuesdays does go more so 15 minutes. I allow for 20 because if we are playing a very good offense this week, I may want to put a little more time into pursuit drill and coaching the kids up in a team defensive setting. And the pursuit drill is very intense. Okay, it's full go. It's a big part of our conditioning. So after the pursuit drill, we are doing, we're going to give the kids a quick water break. And then we're going to go 20 minutes of indie offense. Running backs go with the running back coaches. Okay, and skilled receivers and quarterbacks also go with the running backs. So all the skilled guys go with their skill position coaches, and the O-line go with their O-line coaches. All right, we'll work fundamentals. Just real quick, our O-line will work like get-offs. We'll practice our blocking scheme. We'll do one-on-one drive blocking because we just want the kids to compete and it's fun. And then we'll also spend 5 minutes of that 20 minutes working on pass blocking. And then the skilled guys will work on handoffs. They'll work on ball security, one-on-one drive blocking. That's more relevant to the position and how and who they're going to block. But we also want them to compete as well. And then after indie offense, we give them another water break, and then we hop out the team offense. We'll line up the opposing defense, okay, for the week, and we'll run our plays against that. We'll give a quick breakdown of their team defense, okay, our opponent's defense. So we'll go through how they align, the players, who's playing where, things like that, what minimum play kids to look out for when they're subbing those kids in. So we'll just go over just an overview of our opponent's defense, and then we'll run our plays with a scout defense and our scout coach managing the defense, making sure we're getting the look we're going to see on game day from our scout team. All right, so it's just team offense running plays against the defense we're going to see. We give them a water break, then we'll go to special teams. Now, the league my town plays in, they don't have kickoff. Well, they eliminated kickoffs and kick returns a few years ago, so save more time for other things. But our special teams for us is our kicking game, extra point, punting, and a punt return and an extra point block. All right, but we'll work on the offensive focus day. We'll work on extra points. We'll just kick some extra points with the scout team trying to block it, and then we'll work on our punt as well. This says at 5 minutes, but honestly, sometimes it goes more so 10. 5 minutes on punting, 5 minutes on extra point. And guys, if you have to work more on your extra point, take 5 minutes from the pursuit drill or take 5 minutes from your indie offense. Like, you can adjust where your team needs more work. So, and that depends on your team. All right. And this isn't exactly 2 hours, right? It's or 120 minutes. It's about it's like 110 minutes. So, it varies. So play sprints. What play sprints are is we have our offense line up. Okay, we're huddling this year. I got a new team that struggled the last couple of years, very much so. So we're not really capable, nor are we ready to go no huddle, which I think going forward, and I'm in seventh grade at the seventh grade level. Going forward, I think no huddle will be big for us. It'll allow me to call plays that'll give our team the chance of success versus the alignment we're seeing and the players we're seeing. But for us, play sprints, we'll get in the huddle, we'll call the play, we'll break the huddle, we'll sprint for 20 yards. Whoever's not in will be like 20, 25 yards behind the offense, and they'll sprint for 20 yards as well. And then balls on the left, say the ball's on the left hash, we'll spot the ball, get in the huddle, get them another play. So we're just running sprints while calling our plays. Instead of just running sprints back and forth, we're executing our plays full speed, but sprinting. So we're practicing plays while working our conditioning. And then we'll switch groups too. All right, so essentially that's our play sprints. And I'll put together a nice YouTube video showcasing that. All right, now defensive focused. All right, dynamic warm up, 5 minutes. Pursuit drill, we do it about 30 minutes because the first part of the pursuit drill is just an overview of our opponent's offense, their formations, how we want to align to it, their tendencies, things like that. So the first part of this session will be just a lot of coaching and lining up a scout offense, so our defense could get a look and we could work on our alignments and our blitzes versus the formations or personnel groupings we're seeing. And then after that, we'll run through the pursuit drill, and then the offense. We have two scout offensive coaches. One plays quarterback, one plays running back. They're younger, so they're able to run. They're like their mid-20s, so they're young and able to run around and give our defense good looks. So we'll do our pursuit drill aligning against our opponent's offense. We won't just do the pursuit drill on air or with a rabbit or with a runner. Okay, we'll line up literally all their skill position players, and then we'll just run through their run game, and then we'll pursuit to the ball there. So we're working our conditioning, our pursuit paths, our alignments, and blitzes versus the offense we're going to see. Then after that is a water break because our pursuit drill, the second half of this is very intense. We are running to the football. All right, so we get a water break, we go team tackle. Sometimes we'll break it up with our skill position players tackling each other and our linemen tackling each other. Sometimes we'll go lineman, D lineman, linebacker, running back. We'll do that. We'll keep we're in season, so we practice our tackling techniques. We're happy with where we're at with our form. We feel like our kids know how to tackle effectively and safely. So we don't need to tackle for too long, and we do need to kind of watch the matchups. We don't want to beat our kids up, and a lot of coaches will do their defensive day on Tuesday, so they'll hit earlier in the week. So if there's a kid that's a little banged up, they have an extra day. So you very well could switch Tuesday and Thursday too, which we do sometimes as well. All right, so like this week we actually switched it. Tuesday was defense focus. Thursday was offense focus. Some of it was because we didn't want to beat our kids up too much because they're in for a very physical game this weekend. We're playing a league runner-up who is very much bigger than us and very much more physical. They're poorly coached, but they're big boys and they're aggressive. So we didn't want to kind of beat our kids up. And then also some of our coaches that are more so focused on the offensive day, more so our offensive guys, their availability is better for Thursday to do that. Okay, so these days do change based on coach availability, and all those other things. So we go team tackle, break our linemen up, they'll tackle each other, our skilled guys will tackle each other, and then we'll do, a line versus D line, or a back and a linebacker, or a second, third level player. And we'll get a water break, we'll do turnover circuit. Okay, we'll put the kids in like 6 lines. And we're not breaking this up by position groups, okay? We're just putting the kids in each line because we want to rep it. Doesn't really matter. The linemen are repping with defensive backs or linebackers. All right, so we'll put in 6 lines, sometimes 7, depending on how many kids we have. We've got to have 6 footballs or 7 footballs. But we'll work on ripping. So there'll be one ball carrier on the ball movement. They'll go, and then we'll work on ripping the ball, and then we'll work on punching the ball, and then every so often we'll work on second man in, ripping through the ball and kind of just taking the ball because we do want to generate some more turnovers. So turnover circuit, we will spend 15 minutes, which is a good portion of the practice on it, but we think it's worth it because if we could take the ball away, that'll help us win tremendously, or at the very least keep us competitive. All right, and then we'll do 20 minutes of team offense. I know this is a defensive focused day. However, we are going to do team offense every single day. Sometimes, especially mid to late season, this cuts down to 15 minutes, but it's still week 1, so there's still a lot of ironing out we have to do, and we got to get those extra reps. So we'll do 20 minutes, and again, we'll line up the team's defense. We'll have a scout defense, and we'll run some team offense. Then we'll get a water break, and then we'll do zone drops. All right, so zone drops, running to the ball. So we'll work, because we are a big cover 3 team, play cover 3 like 80% of the time, and man coverage like 20% of the time. All right, so we work on our zone drops. and we'll line kids up in the formation we're seeing, and we'll run their passing concepts there. So it's like our pursuit drill, except we're not running to the ball on a run play. We still want to run to the ball on a pass, but we're working our zone drops. So we'll work our zone drops. Coach will throw the ball to a kid in the zone. Kid will intercept the ball. When the ball's in the air, these kids leave their zone and run to where it's being thrown, right? We got to run to the football on a run, handoff, and a pass. So we'll run to the football, pick it off, then we'll sprint down and score. So it's kind of like pursuit drill, but passing, passing defense and zone drops. All right. And Friday was just team day, dynamic warm up. We won't hit or anything. We won't go live. Okay. We'll do the pursuit drill. Again, this might cut down to 15 minutes, depends. We'll get a water break, and then we'll do form tackling. All right. We'll just break the kids up in lines. Okay. Sometimes we do break them with position groups. We usually have three tackling wheels, so we'll give them 3 lines, and we'll just work on form tackling, to hitting a tackling wheel. You don't have to do live tackling every week. We only do it once a week, but you do need to tackle more than once a week, right? So you got to constantly rep the form tackling, so your kids are tackling with the proper technique, the fundamentals, and tackling safety, like with their head outside of the body, them running their feet, finishing the tackle, things like that. And then we'll go team offense. We won't give them a water break between that because it's not very high energy. All right, they don't need a break. We'll go team offense. Again, this time may vary. It could be 20 minutes. If it's 15 minutes, we'll add 10 minutes to team defense if we only need 15 for O. So it does go 30 because we do want to kind of just fine tune everything, and it's a big day to get all our number 2s and number 3s reps. So we do want to work all, first and second team, and then working a third team options. That's where they get a lot of their reps, is on the team day. And then we get a water break. We do team defense. All right. A lot of times this ends up being only 15 minutes, mid to late season. But if we're playing a really good opponent, okay, they're really explosive on offense, particularly like we have this week, we'll probably do 20 minutes. We'll review our alignments, our blitzes, their tendencies, and then we'll just kind of just run through our run fits and then work on some of our zone drops. It's not crazy conditioning, all right, but we are running to the football, just going over the game plan, our defensive game plan for the weekend. Give them a water break, and then we do something fun. Okay, we'll play a game. We'll do some kind of relay race. Usually let the other coaches decide what they want to do. A lot of my kids on my team this year, they love doing relay races. I don't know, it's their thing. But there's a lot of fun ways you can condition your athletes. So we'll definitely take 15 or even 20 minutes on the last day of the week. Just have some fun, and something that still makes them compete and still works conditioning, but it's also having fun, right? We definitely want to make it competitive, whatever it is. It needs to be fun, but it also needs to be competitive because we want to compete. If you're not competing during the practice week, you're not going to compete on game day. And competition drives effort. When you make things competitive, kids have fun and they will work harder for you. All right, so that's our base practice plan for game weeks. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.